Shalom, Shalom, Kal Halal, Wahawar La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the Great Millstone, GMS, who continue to rule and teach Yasha Allah well through the Spirit, leading the flock by example. And salutations to the elect. Abaratazah, Father willing, this lesson is edifying. So, yeah. Amazon reportedly plans to cut up to 30,000 corporate jobs. Okay. So yeah, there's a few news articles going into this. Financial Times, 10 hours ago, Amazon to cut 14,000 corporate jobs. Sky News, uncertainty for UK workers as Amazon to cut 14,000 jobs globally. All right. From Reuters, 16 hours ago, exclusive, Amazon targets as many as 30,000 corporate job cuts. Yep, sources say we go on and on and on. Okay. And Amazon is using robots, to speed up deliveries. Okay. And automation is the way forward for them. And also for many businesses, all right? Okay. With AI becoming more and more popular, robotics and things like that. All right. And I got many articles, all right, regarding layoffs, job cuts, stores closing down. Okay. BBC, UK's third largest steelworks collapses into government control. 21st of August 2025 this was put up. All right. The UK's third largest steelworks has been placed under government control, creating an uncertain future for nearly 1,500 workers in Rotherham and Sheffield, right, two cities in England. Okay. The Sun. All right. All the retailers shutting shops in November is huge. Everything must go sales launched with one axed after 40 years. Wow. High street shoppers are faced with further store closures over the coming weeks amid fears for Britain's struggling town centres. Yeah, so this society's on its way out, man. E is going down. Big name brands are axing hundreds of stores across the country, with many launching huge closing sales in the process. It comes after well-loved names have collapsed into administration this year, or been forced to shut stores. The likes of Poundland, New Look, Sports Direct, and the original factory shop are among the businesses pulling down the shutters this month. Alright. Yeah. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, of course, chapter 12. Alright. We'll start at verse 3. Bear with me. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. In a day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, right? Your stock watchers and your economists, okay? And the strong men shall bow themselves. Yeah, the rich men, right? And the grinders cease, and those rich men, yeah, they're going to be humble soon, all right? The rich people, okay? And the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, okay? Fewer jobs because, AI development, plays a huge part in this, okay? And the dark future meaning no hope, okay? So what will become of that? All right? Anxiety, depression, okay? Which will cause self-deletion rates to increase, all right? Verse 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You see that? No employment, okay? Daughters of music, daughters meaning what? All genres of music, okay? And you're going to have people, getting up early, having their alarm clock on the phone or what have you, to try and, apply for work, okay? Try and get ahead of the queue, all right? Let's get a precept in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 15. We'll read this in the New Living Translation, NLT. And it reads, there is nothing Egypt can do. Okay, Egypt is symbolic for America. All are helpless, the head and the tail, the noble palm branch and the lowly reed. Okay. So all social classes will eventually be affected. All right, right now it's starting with the lower class. but soon all classes will be affected. Okay, so yeah, there you have it, man. Here's another article, lbc.co.uk. Car maker Lotus, all right, to end production in the UK after 60 years, putting 1,300 jobs at risk. This was put up on the 27th of June this year, 2025. Okay, and this year's gone quick, man. The Lord is shortening the days for the elect's sake. Okay. In a fresh blow to the UK's motor industry, the British sports car maker will halt production after struggling to pay its suppliers in recent weeks, reports claim. This has seen production at Lotus Hethel plant in Norfolk pause for the last month. And, they got up back in June, so imagine now. Alright. A whole plethora of articles, man. I'm not going to read the whole thing for each one, but I'm just going to, you know, highlight on some. All right, the Independent, popular baby retailer, to close 150 stores and fire 15% of workforce to make up for Trump's tariffs. 21 hours ago from the Independent. Okay, yeah. The Independent, Atlanta-based retailer, Carter's, to close 150 stores nationwide. Okay, all right. Even the notification agreed. Look at this, The Sun. This was put up on the 6th of October 2025 this year. Yeah. Full list of 145 Claire's accessory shops shutting forever as 20% off, open quote, financial clearance, end quote, sales begin. Closing down, all stock reduced. Yeah, so they want to get rid of everything, right? Sell it super cheap. The retailer has kicked off a final clearance sales across its closing stores with 20% off. Yeah, there it is, Claire's. Earlier this week, administrators agreed to sell 156 stores to investment group Modular Capital, securing around 1,000 jobs. Yeah. And job cuts, right? You know, also known as layoffs, or reductions in force or downsizing, can happen for many reasons, right? And, it depends on the company's situation as well as the economy, all right? And of course, technology trends too, all right? You see, again, a rise in AI, robotics, automation. Okay, things are going digital, digitized, right? Companies are adopting that, all right? So, you know, why hire all these people when, from a business point of view, they can profit more by having, technology carry out, their workload more effectively. Okay, you see, if sales or profits drop, companies may cut costs, including payroll, all right, to stay, solvent. Okay, and of course, don't forget about rising costs, increasing costs, like energy, materials, interest rates, etc. That can pressure companies to reduce expenses as well. All right. And also, don't forget when you have companies that merge together. All right. Overlapping roles can often lead to redundancies as well. You know. Reorganization. Companies sometimes restructure departments or shift strategy. Cutting jobs that no longer fit. All right. And of course, you can't forget about outsourcing or offshoring. Okay. So work be moved to contractors or countries where labor is cheaper, where they can pay the people a lot cheaper. Okay, let's go to this one. And I love seeing this one. I love it. Petrofac administration. One day ago, North Sea oil and gas firm Petrofac files for administration. Yep. The Guardian. Oil and gas firm Petrofac files for administration, putting thousands of jobs at risk. See, this is recent, man. Lovely news. Absolutely lovely news. Okay. The Sun. Department store chain closes all stores after 144 years. Hey, that's a spirit. Carl Halal Yarbashimashai. Following huge closing down sale 2 days ago. Quadrant in Chelmsford and Braintree closes department stores. Yeah, recent. Alright, it's a day ago, 2 days ago. These days are flying by. Post office to shut. Inside Croydon. Post office set to go ahead with High Street branch closure 8 hours ago. Alright, 3 weeks ago, up to 6,000 post offices faced closing for good under huge shake-up. The branches most at risk, it'll go into it. All right. Yeah. M&S Cafe is closing. Nottinghamshire Live, M&S Cafe in Netherlands to close down this weekend. Oh, sorry, in Netherfield to close down this weekend, 4 days ago. All right, you're gonna be excited, Salakia. Metro.co.uk 3 weeks ago, M&S to close 11 cafes amid £300 million shake-up. Am I really reading that right? Wow, that's great. Great, man. All right, yeah. Getting the receipts now. The register. Lloyd's Banking Group says digitization will power more branch closures. See, all right. Automation and AI machines. Software. They can take over repetitive and predictable tasks, reducing the need for certain roles. Okay. All right. Yeah. Industries move online. Banking, retail, media. So traditional roles disappear. All right. And as more things go online, there's gonna be less stores as well. All right. So then, of course, you don't need people in them stores to run, run them. All right. And of course, you got poor company performances as well. All right. So yeah, an unprofitable business unit. Companies might close or shrink underperforming divisions too. All right. Or shift, to new products or markets can make old roles, obsolete. And plus, of course, there's global competition. Yeah. So yeah, like pressure from cheaper or more innovative competitors can lead to downsizing. All right. Okay. You got regulatory changes, new laws or trade restrictions can hurt profitability too. Don't forget about that. Lloyd's Banking Group. This was put up on Thursday, the 2nd of October this year. The 18.6 billion pound turnover UK-based bank has promised that it will continue to use digitization to power a program of branch closures. And you can look up that word, digitization. On a call to investors, the UK household name said it had invested £3 billion over 3 years and £4 billion over 5 years in transformation, a large chunk of which has gone on technology and cyber security. You see? Hey, digital ID is going to play a role in that too. That's starting to have a positive impact from an efficiency perspective and on cost to serve and cost to acquire retail customers, claims Sarah Robson, Senior Manager, Investor Relations, Lloyd's Banking Group. Alright. So it's all downhill, man. Body care. Full list of body care closures as 56 stores shut across UK this weekend. That was a month ago. Alright. Former Body Shop CEO Charles Denton leads bid to rescue body care. Anyway, once E goes down, that's it. Okay. Well, they can try and save their beloved world. It's not going to happen. Just Eat. A month ago, Reuters, Just Eat to lay off around 450 employees, partly automating operations. Yeah. Okay. Sky News. Sky itself. Sky News reporting that Sky took out about 600 tech jobs. Roles will be at risk at Sky's Osterley, Leeds, and Livingston sites. Yeah, so the roles are going to be at risk at those sites. Osterley, Leeds, and Livingston. 16th of September last month. Yeah. Sky's to cut roughly 600 tech jobs as consultation involving 900 people begins. So employees working at the Leeds, Livingston, and Osterley sites are set to be affected. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, the pandemic caused a lot of mom and pop shops to shut as well. Okay, and some didn't recover from that. Okay. Of course, you have supply chain disruptions too. Wars, things like that, natural disasters can cause that as well. All right. Investor or shareholder pressure too, like short-term profitability goals. So you can have like public companies, sometimes cutting jobs to improve quarterly results or boost stock prices, things like that. Okay, yeah. Family-owned restaurant shutting down a month ago. Family-owned Scots restaurant shut down after 6 years. Yeah, yeah, man. Look at that. So it's all downhill. Okay. And Amazon, growing investment in AI and cloud infrastructure. That's made a lot of changes. Okay, for the workforce. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's it. All right. Anyway, all roads leads down to the MOTB. Let's go from there to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and verse 16. Revelation, chapter 13. Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 reads, And he causeth all, who's the E? Right? The nobility of E, consisting of 13 Edomite families that control this entire system. Going back to the blessing of E. Right? And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, right, the Tragma, which is the RFID micro C, in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see, meaning, the number representing his name. Alright? So, hey, you won't be able to buy and sell if you deny the digital law. Okay. Alright? You won't be able to, operate within the society, basically. Alright? And again, the digital ID, plays a major role in this. Alright? It's all about control. Alright? And ultimately, these devils, they want their birthright back, which they're not going to get back. Okay? 30,000 jobs are being cut from Amazon. Not like, a couple hundred or even 1,000, but 30,000 jobs? That's a lot. Okay? And hey, many more companies are going to follow suit, just like I shared with those are the news articles regarding, other places, other companies, all right, restaurants and whatever. So yeah. Anyway, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, uplifting, comforting to the elect of the nation of Israel. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodash, forevermore, Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodash, Mawah Lababal, Wa Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel.